It's Jets Weekly with your host, Connor Hrabchak.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Winnipeg Jets Weekly. My name is Connor Hrabchak. We've got so much to get to on today's episode. The Winnipeg Jets not only clinched their first ever Central Division title, but they also won the 2024-25 President's Trophy as the number one team in the NHL over the course of the regular season. We're going to break it all down, starting with the 4 games that the Jets played this week. Let's go back to Monday, a 3-1 win over the St. Louis Blues. The St. Louis Blues came into this one winners of 12 straight games, and the streak ended here inside Canada Life Centre as the Winnipeg Jets picked up a 3-1 victory in easily one of their most dominant performances of the season. The stats behind me here tell the entire story. Shots on goal, 26-15. Yes, the Jets only allowed 15 shots on goal against the red-hot St. Louis Blues in this game. The expected goals, 4.35 to 1.33 for the Jets. Scoring chances, 27-14, and the majority of this game was played at 5-on-5 with only 3 penalties total. So the Jets, an absolute masterclass defensively. Connor Hrabchak, if he's only asked to make 15 saves, that's a pretty good night for your hockey club. And the Winnipeg Jets picked up a huge win against the red-hot St. Louis Blues at home on Monday night. That set up maybe the most important regular season game in franchise history as the Jets took on the Stars, and boy did they deliver a 4-0 win in Dallas to put a stranglehold on the Central Division. What a performance from the Jets in this game. Connor Hrabchak with a 25-save shutout. That's his 8th of the season. Kyle Connor scored goals 39 and 40 to extend the Jets' lead to 4-0. And the Jets came out and looked like a team ready to play playoff-style hockey in this one. The stakes were high. Dallas needed this one if they were going to have any chance of winning the Central Division, and the Jets didn't give them any hope, jumped on them early in the first period, getting an early goal, a great second period capped off by a goal with Morgan Barron, and then the third period, the Jets came out and absolutely rolled the Stars. Kyle Connor with 2 goals in the third put this one away, and the Jets go 3-1 against the Dallas Stars this season, with 2 of their wins coming in the last month, 2 of their most important games of the season, and 2 games where they elevated their level of play, and the Dallas Stars couldn't match it. One of the Jets' best performances of the season in one of their most important regular season games in franchise history gave them a 4-0 win on Thursday night over Dallas. That brings us to Saturday night, Hockey Night in Canada, where the Winnipeg Jets traveled to Chicago to take on the Blackhawks, needing just 1 point to secure their first ever Central Division title, and they got that point when this game went into overtime tied at 4, and the Jets ultimately got the win in a shootout. Cole Perfetti with the shootout winner. 5-4 was the final, and this game was downright bonkers from start to finish. The Chicago Blackhawks jumped out to a 2-0 lead early in the first. The Jets scored 3 unanswered goals, leading 3-2 in the third. How many times have we seen the Jets shut things down? But it was the Blackhawks storming back, getting a 4-3 lead late in the third before Josh Morrissey answered that as well, scoring with just over 3 minutes left to tie the game, his second of the night. And then, like I said, overtime was chaotic. Shootout winner from Cole Perfetti. Kyle Connor scored in the shootout as well. And the Winnipeg Jets picked up their first ever Central Division title in franchise history. Jets 1.0 also never won the division. Jets 2.0 hasn't won a division title. So this is the first kind of division title ever for the Winnipeg Jets. An incredible accomplishment for a fantastic year. And what a wild game this was against the Chicago Blackhawks as the Jets picked up a 5-4 shootout win. The Jets then returned home and took on the Edmonton Oilers on Sunday evening on the second night of a back-to-back and dropped this one by a score of 4-1. The Jets also began to rest players in this game. Josh Morrissey notably was out of the lineup. They're resting players, making sure that they're ready to go for game 1 of the playoffs, rested and recharged. The Edmonton Oilers with a ton of injured players, most notably Leon Draisaitl not playing in this game. They got the win. They're still fighting for home ice advantage against the LA Kings in the first round. That matchup is locked in. But the biggest concern of news for the Jets in this game was Dylan Samberg. He blocked a shot in the second period, a Connor McDavid one-timer off the inside of his left knee, it looks like from the replay, and went down, had to be helped off the ice, and looked like a concerning injury for Samberg. After the game, Scott O'Neill said that he thinks Dylan Samberg will be okay, which is a huge sigh of relief. Here's the update from Scott O'Neill after the game on Dylan Samberg, who had to leave this one after blocking that shot.
Get into too much detail.
He's okay. We'll see. We'll see. Be checking on him again tomorrow, but I think we'll be okay.
That's a big relief.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
It wasn't all bad news on Sunday evening as the Winnipeg Jets got a little bit of help on the out-of-town scoreboard. The Washington Capitals lost 4-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets, giving Winnipeg their first ever President's Trophy in franchise history. 55 wins, 114 points, Central Division title, President's Trophy. What an incredible year it has been for these Winnipeg Jets, and they absolutely deserve it. The amount of positive storylines, positive developments coming out of this year's team, it's a very long list. Connor Hellebuyck right up there with the MVP. Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Gabe Vilardi having a great season on the top line. You have young players like Cole Perfetti and Dylan Sandberg breaking out. You have a new head coach who's led a Canadian market team, the smallest market in the NHL, to the President's Trophy. You have new assistant coaches and the power play is atop the league. The list goes on. There are so many positive storylines for this year's Winnipeg Jets. They've absolutely earned this President's Trophy. They're the first Canadian team to do it since the Vancouver Canucks did it in 2011-2012, and they are setting themselves up for a very deep playoff run. The playoffs run through Candle Life Center. They'll have home ice advantage through the playoffs into the Stanley Cup final if they make it. I'm fired up for the playoffs, and what a regular season it has been for the Winnipeg Jets. Now, as we always do, we're going to hand out the hardest working Jet and the 3 Stars of the Week awards. But if you're enjoying the video, make sure you hit the like button down below, hit that subscribe and the notification bell. We've got a ton of great content coming out on this channel as we gear up for playoff time. You're not going to want to miss any of it. Hit that notification bell. Let's get into the awards, starting with the hardest working Jet.
The hardest working Jet.
My hardest working Jet of the week is Morgan Barron. He scored goals in back-to-back games against the St. Louis Blues and the Dallas Stars, 2 of the biggest games of the year for the Jets, and they were identical goals. He beat a defender off the rush, held the puck on his backhand, quickly made a move to his forehand, and shot it over the blocker side of both goaltenders Joel Hofer and Jake Ottinger against St. Louis and Dallas. We might have to start calling that move the Baron because he's scoring it in back-to-back games in 2 of the biggest games of the year for the Jets. And the fourth line, notably, with Brandon Tanev, you know he's going to bring the energy. But Morgan Barron and Jared Anderson-Dolan, that entire line has been an Energizer bunny for this Winnipeg Jets group. Morgan Barron's at the center of it all, pun intended. 6'4", 220 pounds, very good skater, always in on the forecheck. He gets the hard hat this week as my hardest working Jet.
And now, the Jets Weekly 3 Stars of the Week.
My 3rd star of the week is Nino Niederreiter. Just like Morgan Barron, Niederreiter scored in back-to-back games this week, scoring against Dallas and the Chicago Blackhawks, getting the Jets on the board in both of those games. Now, over the course of the season, 81 games played for Niederreiter, 17 goals, 20 assists, and 37 points. He's playing some of his best hockey of the season right now as well, which is a very good sign for the Winnipeg Jets as they near the postseason. He scored 20 goals in a season many times over his career. It doesn't look like he's going to hit that unless he gets a hat trick in the final game of the year. But Nino Niederreiter, for his efforts in those 2 games specifically this week, is my 3rd star of the week. My 2nd star of the week is Kyle Connor. What a season it has been for the Winnipeg Jets top line left winger as he reached a new career high in points. He's currently at 96. We'll see if he plays in the final regular season game and looks to extend that even further. But regardless, what a season it's been. 41 goals, 55 assists, and he has completely revamped his defensive game as well. His defensive metrics are up. He has a few eye-popping back checks per game, and he is much more responsible in his own zone than he was in previous seasons. So not only is he having a career year offensively, leading the top power play in the NHL, but he's been a much better player defensively as well. He had 2 goals in the game against Dallas this week, which was a massive, massive game, and Kyle Connor showed up for it as he does in all of the big games this year. He's my 2nd star of the week. My 1st star of the week is Josh Morrissey, simply for the performance that he put on Saturday night against the Chicago Blackhawks. He was not going to let the Winnipeg Jets lose. He absolutely took over that game, scored a goal early in the 3rd to give the Jets a 3-2 lead at the time, and then when the Jets went down 4-3, was on the ice for a 1.5-minute long shift, all spent in the offensive zone, and it ended with him jumping behind a Blackhawks defender and firing a puck over the glove side of Spencer Knight, tying the game at 4. What a year it has been for Josh Morrissey. Like Kyle Connor, the 1 year he had the offensive explosion and then revamped his game, well, he had been steady as ever this season as well. 79 games played, 14 goals, 47 assists, 61 points, and a +16, posting great metrics all season long, both offensively and defensively. He's an absolute superstar there on the blue line. Josh Morrissey going to have a massive impact on the Winnipeg Jets playoff run. He is my first star of the week. Now, this is usually the part of the episode where I preview the upcoming schedule, but we've only got one game remaining in the regular season. The Jets will take on the Anaheim Ducks on Wednesday, April 16th at 6 p.m. on Fan Appreciation Night down at Canada Life Center. The Jets will close out their President's Trophy winning season on home ice. We'll see who's in the lineup for that game. And then the playoff schedule, we do not have it yet. A lot of question marks as to when the Jets will start, but we do not know quite yet. Stay tuned to Winnipeg Sports Talk Daily with Huss and Remo. They'll have you covered Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. All the latest on the Jets lineup for Wednesday, their first round opponent, the schedule when it comes out. They'll have you covered at 1 o'clock. Huss and Remo right here on the Winnipeg Sports Talk YouTube channel. Enjoy the games this week, everyone. I'm fired up for playoffs. I know you are as well. Enjoy the final week of the regular season, and let's get ready for the postseason.